So the first thing I'm going to do to get started is go on over to Infinite Campus. I'm going to ensure that I'm in my campus tools. I'm going to scroll on down to Ad Hoc Reporting, and I'll select Data Export. What I'm going to do next then is choose to use a CSV file. That way I can work with my information in Excel. I'm going to scroll on over to the Ad Hoc Full Rights and expand that, and find the copy of Acellus sections. Now for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to be Monte Vista. So I'll scroll on down and I'm going to choose my calendars. I'm going to choose the main calendar for Monte Vista, and I'm going to use the control button and click Independent Study. This way I'll get the information from sections that could be in both calendars, because as we schedule students, they could be in either calendar, and we need to create either course in Acellus nonetheless. So now that I've selected the copy of Acellus sections, I've chosen the delimited values CSV, and I've used a control click to choose the main calendar and the independent study calendar. I'll now hit export. And what will happen now is I'll have the creation of a CSV file. What I'll do is I'll open it, which will open Excel. What I find is really helpful is this. I'm going to go ahead and select row 1, and I'm going to go on over to View and Freeze Panes. And I'm going to freeze the top row. So this way I can scroll and see things. I'm also going to widen out the rows, or the columns rather, so I can see the information that I need as far as teachers and courses. And honestly, what I'm going to really care a lot about is a couple of things. Actually, 2 things. The first thing I'm going to care about is column A, where there's a section information number. The other thing I'm going to care about is going to be the section number itself, in this case 83. So as this is set up by Monte Vista, Teacher 8, Teaching Period 3 for English 1C. It'll be important to have a consistent numbering convention, because this way I can look at my even and my odd periods and create only the odd periods at this time. If I don't really have a consistent numbering system, I'm going to have to go back to Infinite Campus, and I'm going to have to get everything all created. So what I've done now is I've run this report, and this is going to be the first thing that I'm going to use for the creation of my courses in Acellus. Go ahead and pause, and go ahead and go to Infinite Campus, go to the campus tools, and go ahead and generate your report for the Acellus sections. And when you're ready, you can continue the video. The second thing I'm going to do now is go ahead and access the Acellus course list. What this will do is give me a cross-reference between my GUHSD course catalog courses and what is actually being taught in Acellus itself. And so as you see here, I'm in the edit mode of the slide deck that you're working with, and you'll see a link here for the Acellus course list. You'll be able to click on it and open it up in a new document. What's going to be important is that we can see the course catalog information, so in this case M400 ACLS, what it's actually going to be called in Acellus itself. Please have this document open, so that way you're going to be able to know how to cross-reference things one to the other. And so what we're going to have so far then at this point is going to be 2 files. First off is the cross-reference list, and the second thing is going to be the courses that we're going to build. Go ahead and have that opened up as well. And when you're done, go ahead and continue the video. The third thing we're going to do now is go ahead and open up Acellus. So I'm going to go to my desktop, I'll open the app, I'll go to the parent-teacher sign-in, and enter my PIN number. What I'm going to see now in my view is going to be all of the schools, where you're just going to probably see only your school. And since I was demonstrating this video using information from Monte Vista, what I'll do then is scroll on down to Monte Vista. You would use your school, of course, as appropriate. This will take you now to what's called My Desk. What we're going to do next is scroll on down to Advanced Features, and we're going to be selecting the SIS School Sync, and I'll click Go Now. What we're going to do next then is find the school that we're working with. In my case, for this demonstration, I'm using Monte Vista. You would select your own and click on Manage. And it's going a little bit slow right now, but we'll get it loading here in just a moment. Perfect. Where I'm going to spend my time now is going to be in this course, this section that's called classes. And what we're going to do now is we're going to bring together a couple of pieces and parts. The first thing we're going to be looking at is going to be the CSV file. Now, I recommend if you have this set up in your office, if you have multiple monitor array, what I would probably do is have my spreadsheet and maybe my course reference on my left-hand screen, and then I would have my Acellus up in my right-hand screen. What's going to be really important for us is that we want to make sure that we're using only the odd period classes and not the even period classes. So in the case of this example, the registrar has gone through and has made course section numbers that I can tell is either an even or an odd number, which means it's even or odd class periods. So I'm going to start with section 83 of English 1C. What's going to be really helpful for me is going to be this letter or this number combination in column A. What I can do is I can click and copy it. What I'm going to do next now is go on over to Acellus, and I'm going to paste it in. And what you're going to notice now is there's a little box that will be the E014 English 1C section 83. I'll click on it. So now my left-hand box has that information. What I need to do next now is find the appropriate course for Acellus. So what I'm going to do is go back to that document I opened up in step 2. In that case, it's going to be the Acellus course names. I would find the English 1C, and I'm going to see it's going to be called English 1 Credit Recovery. If I want to, I can just simply copy this text. I'll go to Acellus, and I'll paste it in. As you see here, it pops up in a box. I'll select it. What I can do now is click Add Class, and I'll make a second row in just a moment. What I'll be able to do next now is go back to my spreadsheet. I'm going to find the next English 1C that was an odd number. In this case, it's going to be in row 4. I'm going to copy that number and go to Acellus and paste it in. I'm going to select that box. And remember, it was called English 1 Credit Recovery. So I can go back and copy it, or I can just type in English. It's an I, it's a Roman numeral, space, hyphen, Credit Recovery Semester 1, and hit Add Class. And what I can do now is I can just go on down the line, and I can get all of my odd period sections created, set it up this way. And when I'm happy and I'm all done with it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Upload to Acellus. It may take a few moments, and at this point now, the course itself will be created. If there's any rostered information that was in here, that information will be sent over. And at this point, we're going to be using some licenses. This will create the first part of the setup, and it really won't go too bad if you have multiple screens and copy and paste. You'll click the Upload to Acellus, and then you're set and you're good to go. In the next video series, what I'm going to do is talk about the configuration. So this is really about plug and chug, staging, copying, and pasting. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you get started for what you need.